self-realization experience of life. You see, when you realize your true nature, like all this whole time, like you're thinking, oh, my name is Rob, and I got this story where I was born, where I went to school, who my mother, father is, who the family is, all my different life experiences, and I'm having this life experience, a day in the life of Rob each day, right? That's what I thought up to the point. That's the way I live my life, with the highs and the lows, the goods and the bads, and the, all that kind of stuff, the polarities. But then you come to realize what your true nature is, that you're the infinite being, you're just having a human experience. And so now you're identifying with you're remembering that you always were infinite, and that you've always remained infinite, that you're an impersonal, infinite being. And you're always looking out here for happiness, thinking, oh, if I have the proper job, the proper relationship, the right amount of money, the right amount of circumstances, the right amount of health, that was going to make me happy. But the whole time, I was already perfect and whole and complete. Everything was oneness. Everything was me. I just was calling this that sees, tastes, touches, smells, hears. I was calling that Rob and his story with its limited beliefs. So having this limited belief that I was just this body, mind, I was susceptible to all the things that could happen in the world. So there's fear, there's anxiety, there's stress, there's all of that many experience that don't know, that haven't remembered or woken up to what their true nature is. They haven't realized their true nature, that they're the infinite being, and they've always been the infinite being the whole time. They just kind of overlooked it and identified with this. And it's due to the programming of life, how we're raised, and language comes in, and there's separation, and there's duality. But before the age of 2, there was just oneness here. It was just everything arising effortlessly. It was effortless being. You were just effortlessly being like this, and forms were arising, sensations were arising, emotions and feelings were arising, but for no one. It's just there. You were just kind of like witnessing it. And there's not even really a witness here. There's no witnessing. There's no doer here. You come to find out, when you realize your true nature, you're just the impersonal, effortless being, the attributeless being, and everything comes to you. Everything's just coming before you, the one infinite being. We're all that one infinite being. It's kind of like, to help you understand, you could say, well, you got all these different light bulbs out there, right, in the world, but really it's electricity that's running all those light bulbs. You shut the electricity off, what happens to the light bulbs? I mean, you have stronger light bulbs with stronger wattage, smaller ones, bigger ones, all kinds of different ones, and the same thing, there's all different kinds of people, persons, but they're all just illusions, really, because they're not really here. It's all in your mind. This is all, the world and everything you see out here is your mind. You are everything. The world is actually inside of you. You come to realize that when you know your true nature as the being. You're just the one being. It's kind of like, this is the world, and you just press the infinite being just presses in and looks in. It never actually incarnates into the human experience. It's always looking through the eyes or through into the world, where the world is inside it. It's inside the mind, inside your thoughts. So everything is just thoughts. It's just all that the world is just your consciousness, the sum total of your thoughts and your feelings pushed out. That's all it is, what you're seeing out here. So it's just like a reflection, really. And it's just illusion, Maya kind of thing, like a dreamlike world. It's almost like when you're dreaming and then you wake up from your dream. It's the same way, as if it never happened, because it's like a waking dream, okay? And you kind of know that once you know your true nature. You can be sleeping and see yourself sleeping. And so the body, mind, body and the thoughts still come. Of course, the mind is quieter. In order to really realize your true nature, the mind needs to be quiet. That's why the final question everyone asks themselves is, what is this? What am I? You don't say, who am I? Because then you tend to think of yourself as a person, which is where a lot of the trouble comes from. It's people thinking that they're a separate person. There is no separate person. That's illusion. Look around, there's no person here. It's just this. You just misidentified what this is as a person. So really, it's the one infinite consciousness doing everything. And when you come to realize that, everything comes to you. You have everything you need. It's right here, right now. Life takes care of life. Infinite intelligence runs everything. So there's a soft joy here, a soft peace, quietude, a restfulness. Really, you're always remaining as the silence. Even just to come out of the silence takes a lot of effort to speak words and language, and it just separates from the quietude and the peace, the deep peace that you have as the infinite being. If I just rest here as the infinite being, that's my natural way of being, is just being. And then I have all these programs in me, these mind programs, these thought programs, or these feelings, these tendencies that have been programmed in that take me out of my quietude, that take me out of my effortless being, out of my peace, out of my joy, out of my happiness. Your default state is the happy peace, the happy joy. That's why when you desire things like money, perfect relationship, sex, fame, house, boat, fill in the blank, when you desire it, there's lack. You're coming from lack. That's where the pain is, and the lack is, and the incompleteness, and the separateness feeling is. And then once you get it, you get relief, because now your mind gets quiet, because all those thoughts, those rushing thoughts about that desire are fulfilled. So now you're back to your natural state of just peaceful beingness with still thoughts, no thoughts. Then the thoughts come in again, another desire comes. But once you identify and you realize, oh, well, I'm not my thoughts. I'm not just this body and mind, that I'm so much more. I'm the wide open, infinite space, the spaciousness that keeps going and going, infinity itself. Once you realize that, then you don't identify with being a small, limited self that's susceptible. You're imperturbable, which means nothing can touch you. Imperturbable peace, imperturbable beingness that you are. So no matter what's happening in the world, nothing, you don't get affected by it or react, because it's has nothing to do with you. The person Rob and the story is just a collection of thoughts. Yes, there's intelligence in those thoughts. It's just a pattern of thoughts that are intelligently patterned to create this person. But if you look just behind the mind, behind this is all mind stuff, the world and the illusion of the person, there's always the stillness. It's always the permanent being. It's always shining there in the background, ever-present beingness that's always here. That's what you are. You're the wide open, awake space where everything is coming and going. The beingness, the allness. So that feeling of I expands out to everything. Not I personal, impersonal I. Everything's known automatically, effortlessly. You have to think about it. You can operate without thinking this when your intuition is just a knowingness. How you just know something. You know you're a man. You know you're a woman. You just know it. That's the way you operate as effortless being. Everything's just happening automatically. A lot of the things you put subconsciously, like your breathing, the body's functions. When I say subconscious, I mean it's still operating here. You're just not looking at it. You're just not aware of it. It's running in the background. But you can make that which is running in the background, you can bring that to light and look at it. And then you can let it go if it doesn't serve you, if it's not in line with your true nature. If it's not expansive, it's not feeling like joy and peace, infinity, then you let it go. Really the question to rest with, and you can get there pretty quick, is if you just say, what am I? And then notice what comes. And then if a thought comes, the mind gives you a thought, oh, well, you're a person, a limited being. I say, well, what is that applying to? What am I? You can keep saying that, like, who is that thought speaking to? Who is that thought speaking to? Oh, you're a limited person being. Who's that thought speaking to? It's not speaking to me, the infinite being. It's speaking to a thought that I have, that I'm this separate person, limited person, Rob. It's like thoughts speaking to other thoughts. but you're always remaining as, you're always right here, you see. You know that you're always right here and that you just exist. This is where you are, but then you go off on your mind tangent in the patterns, thoughts of bringing on the more thoughts and thoughts, but you can see that. And once you see that, they dissipate a lot and it calms down. It's kind of like when you know Santa Claus isn't real. Any thoughts that come up about Santa Claus being real, it's ridiculous. You really don't even pay attention to it. Same way, these thoughts, you know, they don't apply to you because you're not Santa Claus. You're not a limited person with a story. That's not who you are. You're the infinite being, just like Santa Claus. You know, there's no Santa Claus. You know, it's mom or dad doing it. So any thoughts that come that it has to do with Santa Claus, you're not going to believe it. It's not even, as it comes up, you don't even give it a second thought. It's just dismissed automatically. So why don't you do that with the other thoughts? It's because you want the world more than what you want freedom. True freedom is being the infinite being, being your naturalness of what you are. This is your true nature of what you are. Your naturalness is the infinite being. So wake up to that, and these life experiences that you're having will become still and calm, and everything will come to you and be automatically taken care of for you, the one infinite being. I'm speaking to the infinite being. I'm not speaking to whatever person that you call yourself or whatever story you call yourself, your phantom self. That's not who I'm speaking to, because it's the one infinite being that's doing all of this anyway. Infinite intelligence is doing all of this. I'm speaking to you to wake up. I know in order for you to have an experience that there needs to be separation. If there's no thoughts, there's no real experience. So it's just one big entertainment. And you can see that. It's just one big entertainment show out here. You can make the entertainment show better by realizing that things work on vibration. So by having thoughts of love and appreciation, you can have a nice human experience of joy and fun. Those are the things you want to focus the mind on. In infinity and expansiveness. And really your life purpose becomes, you want other people to have this same freedom, this same peace, this same infinite joy. So then you just share those pointers with them, what you know, and that's where true satisfaction comes from. So life's meant to be fun, meant to be enjoyable. Remember, as the effortless being, everything's being done effortlessly for you. Everything's coming to you. And there's joy in sharing this. There's joy in knowing this, in waking up to this, or remembering it, or whatever you want to say. To knowing that you're the infinite being, like a conviction, like you know you're the infinite being, and all the thoughts apply to that. And the other thoughts are ridiculous. You don't even entertain them. They have nothing to do with you. Thoughts, feelings, tendencies, emotions, blah, blah, blah. Because it's just this. The silent witness. Not even the witness. I shouldn't say there's no witness here. It's just this. Whatever this is without the labels, the mind wants to put labels. And the mind does the trick of saying it's a witness. It's not. It's just this. It's just the infinite being. That's a pointer. You just know it in your own experience. Consciousness. So that's what you are. So life's meant to be fun. Enjoy it. I will be in September 1st. Still have some spots out in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area if you want to meet one-on-one to talk self-realization and the benefits of it. I'll also be, next July, I'll be out in Amsterdam, Netherlands. I'll be in Berlin, Germany, Estonia, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, a few other countries. So, or I can visit your country if you're out that way. You can just, if the infinite being, infinite intelligence wants me there, that's what'll happen. So I'm just putting it out there, like, you know, I'm making myself available to that. And that's the direction that seems to be flowing effortlessly. So that's where I'll be. So if you're interested in that, if that resonates with you, just go ahead and send me an email. You can find my email on my bio there, or you can put in the comments what's your email. I can give it to you and we can connect. If that doesn't work for you, a phone call. I've been doing phone calls too, which work really well. People can realize their true nature through that. Or just even watching some of these videos. You can just, you know, there's a whole bunch of videos, thousands of videos on here that you can look at that will point you to your true nature in every million different ways. Well, I should say a million, you know, many different ways. So whichever way resonates with you that we would like, you have all those options available to you. The infinite being, infinite intelligence wants you to know your true nature, wants you to have that true peace, wants you to have that true joy, that infinite happiness. And the truth is, everyone's that already. So why should you have to go through any suffering or going through life without clarity with the human experience. Why not wake up to this waking dream and know your true nature and be able to enjoy peace, joy, and happiness? Life's meant to be fun. Enjoy. There's really nothing serious going on, and there's much to be appreciative of. Much love, much joy, much peace, infinite joy, infinite peace from the infinite being. Life's meant to be fun. Enjoy it.